Hey, it's Rich. We're heading uptown in the middle of the day. I've got a meeting, and just wanted to record a few minutes of video today. It almost feels like spring. It's probably 55 degrees out, which is hotter than the forecast was calling for. I don't know how. It's significantly hotter. I don't know how that came to happen. In fact, it's so warm that I took the lining out of my jacket for the first time since I got it, and I'm riding around. I still have the armor, but I don't have the the zip-in lining anymore. And I'm hoping that real spring comes soon. If we're lucky, maybe we won't get any more snow, which would be fabulous. Of course, with spring comes more rain, but I can live with that if it means I can ride around without a jacket lining. Nevertheless, the nights are still cold, and some days are still cold, and in response to that, I installed on the bike last night these heated grip wraps, which you can see here. They are heaters that go under your hands on your grips, that are easy enough to pull off and on that it doesn't feel like a permanent install. You just pop them on. You still have to connect them to the battery, but the harness unplugs from the wraps really easily, and so it feels more like a temporary install. You don't have to do anything to the bars, and they are very warming. I've got them on now just because I'm still getting to know them, and definitely if I were doing a long ride like the Philadelphia ride that I did a couple weeks ago, it would be nice to have these. And I'm proud of myself for having the courage to play around with the battery. When I first started, I was afraid to touch anything with a screwdriver, and even after old motorcycle hands reassured me that it's impossible to electrocute yourself on the voltage in a motorcycle battery, it still made me nervous. And there have been a couple of times that I saw a few sparks, and one time when I saw a lot of sparks, but I was never in any danger, and I've now inoculated myself against fear. One of the things that I discovered, though, is that my the nut that holds the connectors onto the battery had popped out and gotten lost, and so the way the bike was shipped to me, the battery was just basically clamped in and being held by friction. So I went and got a new nut and bolt and attached them, and now everything is secure, and I feel like I did a real repair, even though it's only a nut and bolt. It's in an area where I hadn't done a lot of playing around previously, so it was a real first experience for me. And you'd think that at age 47 I would know a bit more about electronics, about electricity, and I have all the theoretical knowledge, but along with that I still think of electricity as something of a black art. The other thing I learned about this bike while I was mucking around with the battery is that the battery cover lock is a piece of junky plastic, and I don't have any confidence that it won't snap off and send my battery cover flying on the highway. And the only thing holding the battery in is number one, there's a rubberized strap, which is pretty good grabber. But then the battery cover is the only other thing after that, and losing the battery on the road would be a disaster. So I've learned that you can get a metal lock and lock housing that fits in the same aperture to replace the crappy plastic latch, and I'm probably going to do that just for security while out on the road. Here's a great BMW touring bike. Anyway, that's all I have to say today, so I'm going to cut the camera off, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.